Several Magnum photographers go to a place and they all photograph some aspect of the place, and it's really up to them largely to figure out exactly how they're going to do it. Part of it is that it's usually done in connection with an institution, and so at the institution, the photographers will do some of their selecting process and maybe make work prints, and so people who are connected with it come in and sort of see the process that the photographers are going in working towards a final selection of images.
Like the responsibility of sharing what is going on is not only on you, and you can make like a concert with different instruments, which is what we are doing, I hope. So the approach, you can be more maybe experimental, and also you can also check and redirect if you need to, because you can see what others are doing, and maybe it can trigger an idea. I mean, I'm a strong believer in collaboration, and I really love collaborating with other artists, and not only photographers, but in other disciplines. So for me, it's a super good opportunity, and I enjoy it very much.
I worked with Newsha in Moscow. I never worked with Cristina, but I consider Newsha and Cristina a good friend. I like to see how it's going to work with Cristina. Alex Webb, I know him since a long time. He's a master for me, so it's going to be also interesting to see how I relate with the master. I'm the one who was looking at his photography when I was growing up. So it's like there is a master, the friends. It's interesting.
You know, the whole notion of the sort of complexity of the Swiss system with 7 different heads of state rotating and so forth, that was totally unknown to me. Political coverage in the United States is so carefully orchestrated by the political powers that there are so many limitations on what the press can do. So my guess is that it would be significantly different doing something like this in the United States.
It's quite interesting because I'm always interested in the political system of a country, and Switzerland being, as one of the most democratic country in the world, I'm curious because I always try to dig deeper and go to the layer of the society and try to understand it. 2 weeks, I think, with the help that we are getting here, is very well organized, and already we were fed a lot of input from what's happening here, the political situation, and what we can expect, what we cannot. So we kind of are ready to start to shoot.
To me, conceptually, it made a lot of sense to go and see what the archive looks like, what previous records of the sessions were made, and where everything started, to see what was the visual part of the beginning, and eventually try to make a bridge or see what kind of work I can do to put these 2 records together. So that's the initial idea, and everything will take shape when I see what there is in the archives.
I'm going to see if I can't interweave a few pictures from the streets of Bern, sort of as a nod to the fact that, democracy is not just in the parliamentary hall, democracy is out on the streets. And I've always felt that the streets often act as a kind of bellwether of what is going on politically and socially in a culture. It's one of the reasons why I am a street photographer. But, I may find that, my ideas don't work at all. And I actually tend to try and avoid having too many preconceptions about what it is that I'm going to do when I go to a place, because I want to let the place speak to me, and then I respond.
So I have a couple of ideas I'm going to explore. It's going to be an experiment for me. I come with this idea. In 2004, I did a book called One Vote, and it was about the American conventions, Democrats and Republicans. I want to try re-explore that concept and see what is going to happen. So it's like a really close portrait of them. So we try to explore that if it's possible, if I'm going to find the sparkle.
Everywhere I go, I take my time. If they give me assignment, I decide to stay longer. You never know, and this is the beauty of photography. Suddenly you can see something that surprises you, and suddenly you try and you make decision to leave all the things that you built in your mind before and try to change the direction to a new angle. So I love surprising in photography, and let's see if it happens here.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think there are some challenges, and I don't know exactly how it will all work or what will come out of it, but that's not different than any project that I work on. I mean, I never know what's really going to happen on a project of any depth. I mean, a short assignment, maybe you're solving a problem for a client very quickly, but anything more extensive where you have more freedom, and of course, especially in my own work, I really never know exactly what it is that's going to come out of it.
We are, not only because Switzerland is close to perfection in the eyes and in the minds of maybe the general public opinion, but also because public opinion is used to link photography to very exotic and colorful and vibrant things going on, and like these extreme situations. And here it's not extreme, it's just like how it should be. So it is challenging, but not impossible. I think there is also a lot of opportunities and a lot of visual opportunities, of course, but even with this sense of neutrality, it's something that can be, you can turn it into something interesting.